Do you get paid to moderate a panel discussion? That's a really interesting question. And as a professional panel moderator and a leading authority on moderating panels, my answer to that would be yes, but it also depends. Let's find out why. I'm going to be frank with you. Well, I'm always going to be frank with you, but we are talking about money here. And when it comes to getting paid to be a moderator, there are times where, I'm sorry to say, you will not get paid. There are 4 different ways to get paid and 8 different ways that you could get compensated. Finally, I'm going to share the one big idea that will transform your answer to that question about whether you will get paid as a panel moderator. Let's dive right in. So let's be frank here. There are a couple of times where you probably are not going to get paid anything. Sorry, because you are already planning on going to the conference or the convention. Maybe you're a sponsor, or you're an exhibitor, or you're a speaker, or you're an industry professional that they know that you're already going to be there. So this is like sleeves out of your vest. It's not a big deal. You're going to be there anyway. So how do you get paid? First and foremost, I am going to give you a big tip. Have a panel moderator fee. Because people won't pay you if they don't know that you actually want to get paid for it. It's kind of a catch as catch can, a chicken and the egg. Like, okay, so when people say, would you moderate my panel? You can say, yes, I typically charge blah, blah, blah. And you can say it with a straight face because you have a panel moderator fee. And here's another tip. Put the fact that you moderate panels on your website, your LinkedIn profile, or however you put out that you do what you do. The reason why people would want you to moderate a panel, put that out there so that people know that that is a skill that you have. And if they know that it's a skill that you have, then chances are you might be expected to get compensated for that skill. Now, I know that that last tip was worth the price of admission. But wait a minute, these are free videos on YouTube. So if I may ask you, just maybe like this video, maybe even subscribe to this video because you just got a priceless idea. And all of our videos have tons and tons of ideas and tips and information. So if you would, I invite you to like this video and to subscribe. So we've just covered the first way that you can get paid. Actually have a panel fee. The second way that you can get paid is to have a stipend or an honorarium, which is an acknowledgement that you actually put effort in to preparing to moderate the panel as well as to moderate the panel. It's not quite your panel moderator fee, but it is a demonstration of value, which happens to be pretty important. You can also get compensated for your travel and expenses. That is commonly done for many panel moderators. The fourth way that you can get compensated is a contribution to your favorite charity or a contribution to something that is near and dear to your heart. Or maybe it's a contribution to the organization's foundation, but it's a contribution nevertheless. Okay, so now we're going to go into the 8 different kinds of compensation. They're not money per se, but they are fair exchanges of value. So now that you know what your published rate is, you could say, so what would be a fair exchange of value? The first way that you can have some compensation strategy is to barter. Whatever that value was, whatever the organization can provide. For example, maybe you need video of you moderating. That might be worth you actually doing the preparation work and moderating. There might be a different kind of barter situation, something that they have that you want. Awesome. Another form of compensation is that they sponsor you. An organization can find a sponsor or they can sponsor you, and that you provide that visibility for them somehow during the panel moderation. In fact, we talk about how to promote yourself, your product, your service, or your organization in a later video. So you want to check that out. Another form of compensation is access. You now have access to the brilliant panelists, or maybe there's some heavy hitters, VIPs out in the audience that you really want to be able to meet in a specific way, shape, or fashion. Maybe the meeting organizer can help you get access. Another form of revenue is that you are able to offer a product or a service to the audience that would generate some revenue for you. So for example, let's just say you had a book that you wanted to offer for sale. Well, from your book sale revenue, you might be able to cover the costs that it would take for you to be the panel moderator. Another compensation strategy is that you have free registration to the event. Yay! You're going to be there, but maybe it's a multi-day event, or maybe there's a VIP level that you don't have access to, or maybe it's one among several events. So you get a free registration to that event or a package of the events. You might want to consider that. Perhaps you want visibility. By being the panel moderator, it's going to elevate your visibility among the panelists as well as the audience, the organization that you're being the panel moderator for. Not a bad thing, being visible to the audience. Another compensation strategy is that you're going to get some publicity from it. Find out from the meeting organizer what the PR program is for that panel. Maybe it's significant enough that you can tag onto it or that you are featured in it, that it makes it worthwhile for you to be that panel moderator. You could ask them to videotape the session. After all, they're probably going to be live streaming it anyway. Give you a copy of that HD version so that you can use that to either showcase the fact that you have that as a skill or weave it into whatever you use for your own publicity and marketing. Finally, here's the one big idea. I know this one's going to blow your socks off. Ask to get paid. What? If you do not ask or you do not tell them that you have a fee and that you expect to get paid, then guess what? You are not going to get paid. And if you don't have the social proof that backs that up, you will not get paid. And in fact, for any of these strategies, I always send an invoice about what my value is and how they reimbursed me, whether I'm using a compensation strategy or it's an invoice that I send out what it should be, and then I say you got the local rate or the association rate or the education rate or my best friend rate, that they understand that they got tremendous value from you preparing and showing up and moderating that panel like a pro. Now that you know that you can get paid as a panel moderator, let's make sure that you do moderate that panel like a pro. I invite you to watch my free 7-part video series that you can find at www.howtomoderateapanel.com, or you can find the link below.